and you answer. This is Stephanie in the Morning, where locals take the mic. Your neighbor, your favorite shop owner, maybe you. Business, community, culture, and whatever's on your mind over coffee. Let's start the day together. Powered by Lemonade.io. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Let us know if you can hear us because I'm testing everything in the studio today and we're here at MashP TV. First show of the week. You never know how it's going to go. I know it's Wednesday. Don't give me grief. So I'm joined in studio today with Dr. Dina Ben David. We've had her on the show before. Smush on up to that microphone. We've also got Jocelyn here with us this morning, and we thought we'd talk a little bit about wellness. I think everybody's kind of exploring feeling better right now and what that looks like. And I think we're more open-minded to what a wellness practice or how we take care of our bodies. I know me, for one, for the last 2 years, my husband, my family, and I have all switched over to having a concierge doctor, having somebody that works for us, that we pay a premium for, so that I can get appointments, get the things that I need, and feel as if I'm being heard. I've talked about it before on the show where my husband was in the driveway for 40 minutes on the phone. And I was like, who are you on the phone with? He's like, Will, his doctor.
Yeah.
Because he had questions about his labs and wanted that accessibility. Mm-hmm. Not everybody gets that. Yeah. We usually walk into the doctor's office, we get seen for 5 minutes, and then they give you a prescription or send you on your way. Bye. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that care? No, it's not.
No,
not at all.
No, actually, I had heard a statistic recently that the average physician or provider spends 6 minutes on average with patients. And it's so crazy because what can happen in 6 minutes? It's such a quick amount of time. It's certainly not enough time for me to explain or divulge what symptoms I'm experiencing, how I'm feeling, what's going on, my family history, anything, new or different, anything going on.
Yeah.
It's not enough time, let alone for the provider to assess that situation and determine an appropriate plan of care. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And this is the system we're in.
So let's talk about the Still Center just a little bit. Thank you for being here, by the way. And I know you're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about ketamine therapy, which I've got so many great questions for. Yeah. But let's just talk about what it is that the Still Center does. And how you guys just opened your doors.
We did very recently. Yeah. So the Still Center, and I don't want to repeat, like we've already kind of gone there a couple of months ago.
But you can remind everyone.
Yeah. So the Still Center is a functional psychiatry and transformational healing practice. We are very much outside the box, integrative when it comes to mental health, mental wellness. We're looking to determine and uncover root causes for what's causing people's emotional distress and mental health issues. Just people that are just looking to actually change the way that they feel, not just mask with medications and kind of what the traditional model basically provides.
Yeah, give me a pill for that. Let me go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's Band-Aids.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like people that are like, I'm tired of feeling like shit and I want to actually really do something about this. Yeah. I want some real change. And so that's why I created the Still Center. So what we do here, we do integrate some, we do certainly prescribe medications, but we do so very judiciously. We don't with discernment. So if we're going to give a medication, it's going to be the lowest dose. We're going to do it in a very, very clean way. That's not like just take this medication and we'll send you on your way. It's a part of a larger care plan for patients. We do a lot of nervous system healing. We do deeper healing modalities like EMDR. We have an expressive arts therapist, practitioner, Jocelyn. She does all kinds of amazing work as well. It's just, we do so many things there that really make, patients just feel so much better. So it's amazing.
I'm looking forward to exploring everything that you're offering. Good morning, Cindy. Top of the morning to you, Dan. Hello, Dan Myville, Dan Chase. Hello, everybody. How was your Patty's Day? It was so lackluster. It was a Tuesday. I think everybody got their party out over the weekend. We had a full house over at Shipwreck for trivia. I do know that. And we had a lot of green, a sea of green. Everybody came in for trivia and then left right away. And it was lovely. It was my back to work. So it was a nice way to step into it. Yes, I wore shamrock pants
Don't ask me about them. I was out and about with my shamrock pants last night. You got to do it. So, Jocelyn, maybe you can talk about some of the art therapy and other things that you do. What is expressive therapy?
So, expressive arts, and I'm like the integrative health practitioner as well. So,
she wears many hats.
Yeah. So, essentially, my role at Still is helping people regulate their nervous system and looking at all those modalities to do that. So, instead of just getting prescribed a medication and sending you on your way, it's like, okay, let's like teach you maybe some skills that you can use in your day-to-day life to help you integrate into the world and help you regulate yourself when you're feeling down or you're not okay. And you just need to really like calm your nervous system. So that can look like art therapy, which is just essentially doing art, which is so good to like calm if you've ever just like sat there and just gone into that trance-like state where you just lose the world around you and you just fall into the drawing.
It's been a while. I'd like to do that.
Yeah. There's movement therapy, breath work, sound therapy. So all these different holistic practices.
Sand tray therapy, especially for the littles, is really good.
Yeah. So just all these like little things kind of that we can put together to take home with you. So it's like, that's the integrative part. So we're taking it home and just being able to do that art at home or do that breathing. If you're having a really stressful day and you feel like the world's crashing down and you don't know what to do and you're starting to feel that anxiety raise, just taking that second to be like, okay, it's okay. Like maybe I can just shake it out a little bit right now, or maybe I should just go draw. Maybe I should go for a walk outside. Like all these really beneficial things that we overlook a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of my role there, is just helping people integrate into their daily life so that they don't have to continue on these medications and don't need to see a therapist for the rest of their life, because that's another broken talk therapy.
That's that's a big backbone with our deeper healing and our comprehensive pathways. Is we want you to get to a point where you fire us. Essentially, we don't want you to need us, and
this is the best doctor you've ever had. Whoever says that, I feel like American doctors are like, "We've got you for life.
No,
and you're with me, and you're sick forever, and I'll take care of you."
System.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hi, Christina. Thanks for joining us. Young Y achievers. Maybe some of these skills you can teach some of the kids too. Like that's it. I'm on the dole. I'm paying into the system that's going to keep me sort of well forever, but not.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at traditional therapy, talk therapy can be great, but when you look at it in and of itself, it's like you go and you're seeing your therapist 10 years later. Is that really actually helping you at all? You know, like what is that doing? You're becoming attached to that person then, and they're another Band-Aid that you're just slapping on.
Yeah.
It's not actually healing the root cause. So.
Dan Chase said, I need these skills so desperately. I tried coloring and I got mad at the paper.
It is frustrating sometimes.
So good.
And Dan wants to know, do they do pain therapy?
Pain therapy.
So we are not a pain management clinic. Having said that, a lot of times patients do experience chronic pain when they have emotional and mental health issues. So we do kind of dive into determining root cause for these things. And many times patients' chronic pain will improve when we're able to address those root cause issues.
Well, yeah, you can change your mindset about a lot of things. You're probably still going to be in pain forever. I mean, you have actual injuries. But I mean, if you change your mental space to deal with those actual injuries, I definitely know that I'm better for it when I'm managing that.
And when we're looking at it through a functional integrative lens, there's lots of internal chronic inflammation that's also contributing to pain that we're able to address with these functional modalities that we do at the practice. So indirectly, yes, a lot of times patients with chronic pain will get substantial improvement, but are we necessarily bringing patients in to treat their pain? No.
Yeah.
So yes,
but there's ways we can like help too, even like cold therapy and stuff, and things we can discuss and like help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you work with other practitioners. I mean, there were 7 people sharing their office at the Still Center, thestillcenter.org. I definitely suggest that you go and check out some of the things that they're offering. Not stuff that you're finding at everyday wellness care facilities.
No. And then one of the great things about us too is that we're not just a practice that offers therapy, psychotherapy, coaching, but we are a medical practice. So we are, we're overseen by me as a medical
She's
director.
a doctor.
Well, I'm a dual board certified nurse practitioner, so certified in psychiatry, mental health, and family practice, and I have a doctorate, so hence the doctor. Just for clarity's sake. But we are medical.
You did the school, you earned it.
I did. But just for, so there's no confusion. But so we're not just. I don't say just in a condescending manner, but we're like the full gamut. So we're
Correct.
able to provide the therapy, we're able to provide the coaching, we're able to provide the more, immersive modalities and the medical modalities as well. That's all supervised under the medical umbrella, which I think is really great, especially when you're doing things like the ketamine assisted psychotherapy, to have that medical oversight, which the vast majority of practices, if they are offering such things, isn't typically something that's done. That can be a really, not to digress too much, but just to that point, we were just looking at a Wall Street Journal article yesterday and it's awful. I don't even want to go into it, but
yes.
There's lots of practices and telehealth practices, therapy practices that are offering things like ketamine therapy, but there is in essence medical oversight, but there isn't actually. The medical oversight is basically a doctor that is
terrifying.
It's horrifying. That is prescribing the medication, the ketamine, which is a very controlled
come get
substance.
your drug. They're legalized drug dealers.
Yes. And they're sending it to patients' home in an unsupervised setting, or it's supervised via a computer, which is not supervised, it's awful. And it, something
gives you a bad
that,
name too, and a bad rap for sometimes when people see what you're doing, and it's like, it's scary because it's new. Used this way, even though it's not. It's been used this way for many years. It's now just becoming more common practice. Correct.
Even for infants.
Good morning, Dave Hagner. Thanks for joining us on the show. We're talking to Jocelyn and Dina from the Still Center. We're just talking about wellness practices. They'll come back and we'll talk. So get yourselves ready. If you've got ketamine therapy questions, get those ready for the next time that they're here. But can we just talk about the cost of this? Like, this is the uncomfortable conversation. Everybody wants to feel good and nobody wants to pay for it, which I get, because we pay so much money we have insurance, and insurance should cover this. And why is the things that I need to feel better not covered by insurance? So it's just a broken part of our system. And I think that we just really need to talk about uncomfortable things like money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Such an important topic.
So that's something that we've gotten so much feedback from our patients and prospective patients, is the financial piece, which we get. We're normal people.
You're humans too.
So we understand the hindrance to it. And we also understand, when we're working, like we are outside of the insurance model, being out of network, we understand like, okay, well, I'm paying all this money for my insurance. I just need to utilize those benefits. So I'm going to find someone that covers insurance. So we wanted to really dive into that today, just to really, so people could understand the differences between what we do versus what insurance does, because insurance doesn't cover what we do. And that's the issue. I wish it did, but we're in a very broken system.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
And I don't know if we'll ever be.
I know.
Unfortunately.
Essentially they just are covering those 6-minute practices because it's all a money-based modality. So the faster you get people in, the more people you can see. So it's this cycle of just seeing clients one after the other. And within those 6 minutes, then you can see another. And who can blame them for wanting to make profit if their business is successful? But that's where it's broken.
Yeah, with the system in place, and I'm sure everyone can understand this, or maybe if they didn't think about this, they can look at it with a bigger lens and be like, oh yeah, that actually makes sense. Who gets paid? They do not want to heal people. They get paid when people have chronic illnesses and chronic diseases.
They want to keep prescribing. Big
pharma, the insurance companies, the big medical institutions.
Even the doctors are barely not paying off their student loans, because they're the ones in this racket. And you're finding more and more doctors moving out of network. Why? Because they're not getting that trickle down money. It's being caught up in bureaucracy, and it's really big. It's a huge problem.
It's such a huge problem. So that's why, just for clarity's sake, that's why insurance does not want to cover what we do, because we are actually helping to heal people.
You said, take all of my money. I just want my anxiety to go away. And I feel like a lot of people are in that space as well, where they're just like, this is when you finally get patients though, when, you've broken down that cost of everything, and they're like, whatever, just take it, make me feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But that being said, we listened to the feedback from patients. I mean, I think that when you're starting a new practice, you have to, because that's so
I know. I
key,
just sent out my surveys
know?
for the chamber. You still
Yeah.
have to check in with your people and make sure you're
Absolutely.
servicing them properly.
Absolutely. So we do understand that some of our deeper healing pathways are a little bit, outside of reach for many people. And we do know that. So we wanted to create a space where it could be more accessible to the masses, really.
Yeah.
So we're launching in April our access pathways. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about each of them.
Yeah, we can go into them. So I think the first one would be, I'd be working in that one more. So I forget what we called
Access
it.
support.
The access support. So yeah, with that, I would be essentially, me or one of the other practitioners would be talking with you like once a month, essentially, and just checking in. And then we would be there as well throughout the month. So you could reach out to us whenever you needed. If you had a really like hard day at work and just needed, or if we knew something big was coming up for you, I could reach out and be like, hey, how'd that job interview go today? Like, and just staying in check. So it's kind of just being there for you and just,
Which is something that the traditional model does not.
What
does
They
support?
don't
at all,
pay for
yeah.
like ongoing
Post-appointment
support.
support?
It's like,
That's not real.
yeah.
the clock hits that 50 minutes or 45 minutes or however long you're with your
Yep.
your person for, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, bye, see
Okay,
you next
see you
time.
later.
Egg timer. Bye. Hi, Dave. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us on the show.
So they're more like concierge models.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're essentially paying like this monthly fee for us to be there for you when you need us. And as the pathways, so that's like the initial pathway, our like lowest pathway. And then you can add on to them, which is where Dina will step in more, which is like the next pathway I think was
Access psychiatry. So that would be more of a concierge level psychiatry like membership type thing. So every month you would come see me. It could be via telehealth, remotely, or in person. I would meet you where you are. So again, we're not super heavy with the medications, but we will certainly provide that if it's where you're at and where you're feeling comfortable at the time, while slowly sort of introducing some other things that we do. So we would, again, and just like what Jocelyn said, you have questions about a new medication, or you're having something new come up, or you're maybe feeling something different that we didn't discuss at your appointment, like we'll be there for you during that entire month. So you have that accessibility to us even in between appointments, which I think, again, is super key.
So, yeah.
Well, many of us are very impatient. We want to feel better. We want to feel better now. And that's just not how anything works.
The best way to heal, especially these root cause things, it is really hard work and it does take time. And for me, when I've had to go through my own personal deep work, it's been so hard and it hurts, like, but sometimes you have to go through that pain, and we try and suppress pain so much when really it's so important to feel those things. And
There's that adage, you have to feel it to heal it.
yeah, you have to.
And it sucks.
It
Ew.
sucks so
Nobody
much.
likes that.
Yeah, I
But
know.
once you
I wanna
do the
hear
work, yeah, when you start doing the work and you realize that, oh, maybe it is just taking a second and breathing, like pausing, and just
But having that support, that encouragement,
Yeah.
that's key.
Mhm.
Because
It's
if you don't
so
have
key.
that safety in your body and with your team, it's really difficult to try to do that on your own.
it's so hard to do it on your own. Yeah, you need people that understand and can support you and are there to listen too when you need them to listen.
Yeah, and
when you
having
need
that
that.
patience is really
Yeah.
nice. Good morning, Virginia. We're talking to Jocelyn and Dina about the Still Center, thestillcenter.org. Definitely check out their website and see what their offerings are. And they've got some new ones. So you've got the model where you can just pay for support when you need it. It's basically like being on call for a membership fee. And then you've got the other one where you've got doctor supports or medical supports where you can bolt on. I've got an appointment with a therapist. I've got some psychological work, or maybe I need medication. And then there's another pathway
Yes.
to your wellness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just sort of had this download of whatever you want to call it the other day. I'm like, well, I am double board certified. Like, let me integrate some traditional medicine into what we do. And again, my traditional medicine isn't really traditional, but it's a way, like with access to, you call it quick care. So
Yeah,
like those
fast
quick
medicine.
yes, fast medicine. You wake up with a UTI or yeast infection, or you're waking up with a rash or a tick bite, or like those basic things that are fairly quick, but you can't get in to see a regular doctor.
Yeah.
Or you have to go
don't
to
wanna sit for
urgent
or you
care.
don't- Yeah, no one
Yeah.
wants that.
No.
Or wait on hold to get in with your
Yeah.
Actually
doctor.
cringing thinking about
Yeah,
it.
me and Dina and I were talking the other day about that, just like how I've had a UTI before and like waited so long to go to urgent care, and like it got so bad I got like a kidney infection
Yeah.
because I just didn't want to have to deal.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have the time to go deal with that. So like the idea of just like being able to call and be like I know what a UTI, you know what I mean? I know how that feels. And
Yeah.
to be able to talk to someone who can be like, yeah, like I believe if you
Yeah.
know, and she knows the symptoms too, obviously, can hear
Yeah.
your symptoms. And
Yeah. So we have a tier up over the traditional access psychiatry so it would be access plus. So it would be the psychiatry plus the fast medicine model, which I
love
think
it.
is really awesome.
Because most of us are, I mean, we're our own worst enemies when it comes to stuff like that. But sometimes we just need to feel better today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
fast
absolutely.
medicine, I think that's where the system, like that is amazing medicine. Like penicillin is amazing. Like these fast, like if you're really injured and need surgery, like fast medicine is great. And I think that's amazing that we're able to offer that through still too.
Yeah.
Grateful for Dina to have that
Yeah.
pathway.
Yeah.
Because when you need it, you need it. Like if you have strep throat, you might not think it's anything. You might avoid going to urgent care, but that can lead to so many other ailments. You can have neurological issues, even
lots of
death.
cardiac, for sure.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be a really cool, like layered offering for
Yeah, for
folks that
sure.
are just so done with dealing with their traditional medical stuff for those types of issues. And then we have one more pathway. It's access integrated. So it's for those that want the psychiatry model, but want to look at it with a more integrative lens. So that's where we would take a deeper dive and do the lab work and do the real deep root cause work. So not for everyone, but for those that really want to
Want answers.
want deep answers.
Yeah.
And not necessarily just
People forget that we're all very different.
Yeah.
And doctors don't treat you that way. So this is nice to have a place to go where you will be listened to.
Yeah, and it's all personalized. Every single person that comes in, no two people will be treated the same.
Yeah.
Good morning, Miss Lauren. Thank you for joining us on the show. Thank you very much to MashP TV for hosting us. And thank you, Jim Pressman and Dina for bringing on by. I love it. I was so happy you walked in and I was like, oh, yes, please and thank you. Our friends over at Press Ahead Coffee and Sandwich. You're located in Sandwich. How is your new place? Because the
awesome.
last time we had talked, you were just like really getting in there.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I love the location. I love being right around the street from Cafe Chew. I will
Yeah,
say.
right?
So good.
Yeah, my bank account might not like it. Not that they're it's just like I'm there every day, so it's a situation.
Well, talk to me about being a business owner and balancing like family life, practice life, and then like you've got to pay the rent whether you've got customers or not.
Yeah.
You've got 7 other practitioners being in your building. Like you're managing a lot of people and a lot of your own stress
Yeah.
of being in business. Being a business owner is hard.
Yeah, I'm my own patient.
Exactly.
Just gonna start there,
Right?
But yeah, no, I think all of us, myself included, do embark, and immerse ourselves in the work that we do. So I think that that's key. We don't just, we walk the walk and we talk the talk.
Yeah.
And I think that that's important because we're not just telling you what you need to do. I think we are all human beings living on this planet and we all have our own issues and our own, families and our own just life stuff. And we all
Life happens.
Yeah, life happens. And
People
so-
forget that sometimes though when they're dealing with people that are supposed to make them feel better
Yeah,
and
no.
they're not getting what they need because either they can't afford it
Yeah.
or they're stressed out or it's not accessible to them. Good morning, Miss Tracy. Thanks for joining us. So you've got a lot on you.
Yeah. Yeah. But as does everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing. And that's why I would just like to humble and bring that back down to earth because I'm no different than everyone else
Yeah.
that's coming to see us. We just have grown to understand the path and we've grown to understand what's helped us
Yeah.
and what we've seen have helped others so we can bring it to other people.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the insurance issue just a little bit, and just because I saw Tracy Kelly here, one of our select board members here in Mashpee, and really talk about that insurance factor. I got off the phone with our insurance company, dealing with premiums and annuals, and I'm like, is there anything we can offer our members, wearing my Mashpee Chamber of Commerce hat, for healthcare? I don't get my healthcare through my job. We're on the healthcare connector. It's Massachusetts. So a lot of people in Massachusetts are fed up and frustrated with that healthcare connector piece, because none of the plans that are available are covering, they're expensive, A. And B, a lot of it's not covered on the things that we actually need. So, I mean, how do we navigate this system better? I don't know what the answer is. Is it take a cheaper plan on the healthcare connector so that whatever it is, it's just at least covered, and then spend your money on the modalities that you need?
So the feedback I've gotten from patients, and just in talking with friends, is even the most affordable plans on the connector are like no longer affordable.
Yeah.
And this is across the board for everyone. Fortunately, I have insurance through my husband's job, so I don't even know what the connector costs are these days, but everyone is saying it's like out of reach for so many folks anymore.
Right.
So, and even with other insurance that aren't the connector, they don't cover holistic practices at all, anything that we're doing. And for my, I got my MS in clinical research at MCPHS, and one of the projects I did was a policy analysis memorandum. And I did a lot of research actually in how we can make these holistic, like yoga even, and these holistic therapy practices affordable to people, because the people that need it most are usually the people who are in the minorities and are in poverty. And how can we make it accessible to them? Because they're the ones, think about it, when you don't have as much money, that's a lot, your stress gets a lot higher. How can we get access to them? And the fact that insurance doesn't cover these things is so frustrating. And it's because they don't make money from it. And it's so sad, honestly, because these are things that really will help people. And when you see that from that lens, and like, I don't know, just keep saying like, I want to submit my memorandum to these insurance companies, probably won't do anything. Because
well, I mean, this is where we've got to start at the local level. Maybe it is you going to different select boards or going to different town councils and giving this information. It's like, what can we do? Let's start this conversation. It's got to start somewhere, and getting some movement and momentum behind it.
Because like, I know the military they'll reimburse you for your yoga classes or for these like wellness practices. So maybe other things will start doing that too. And I think it's going to take work and people raising their voice.
That was built into on prior service, and that's built into your day to day. You do your movement in the morning. You do, you eat your meals when you're supposed to eat your meal. Like it's regimented in there for a reason. It's to keep you healthy and physically and mentally. And we don't do this in our busy day because we get bogged down and busy. Now we're sitting on screens all day. Lauren said it's so stupid. The American healthcare system is not set up for the people. Insurance is so expensive. Hello, Nancy. Yeah, it's really a pain point for most people. And all we want to do is just get up and feel good. And I think we negate how movement makes such a difference in wellness.
Such a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the big pharma, the insurance companies, the hospitals, they don't get paid when we talk to patients about going to do these fitness classes, yoga, teaching them meditation, teaching them to
do things that are for free.
Teaching them how to like determining the root cause of inflammation or, gut brain disturbances and healing that on that level. They don't get paid. They don't get paid. So they truly, I mean, looking at the model, they want to keep us sick. And this is not like a conspiracy. This is not about being I'm not that.
No, but we're just having a dialogue about how we can do this better. I think it's a really good dialogue to have if everybody starts doing it.
I've been in the system as an NP for 16, 17 years now, and I've worked in inner city community health centers. I've worked in like the most impoverished areas, and I've worked in the most affluent areas, and I've seen it across the board. And I've lived it. So I know exactly what's happening. And I've talked to many people that have worked on someone, I'm not going to say whom, but someone very dear to me worked on research studies for antidepressants and how those studies were basically presented in a way that wasn't the actual, what they were paid to basically, represent the information in a way that
Nobody's surprised
was-
by this anymore.
No,
And it's
and
not
that's-
conspiracy theory.
and
We're all like, yeah, I
it's-
get it.
So I just want to say, like, because there's, so I understand from that mindset
Yeah.
as well, but these are
Yeah.
facts.
I mean, I
This
just
is what we're
went
dealing
to
with.
pharmaceutical school for clinical research, and everyone in my class was just researching pharmaceutical drugs and like how they can create the next big drug and stuff. And all of my research was on holistic practices, and all my professors were always like, this is the first time we've ever seen that like people aren't thinking about, and it's cool to look at that way, but it's funny that I was there. Like I just saw all like firsthand, like it made me like sick almost of like what goes into these processes and how messed up that whole system is too, and how it really is just so like, how can we make this much money? Like, let's try and create another like thing that people are gonna have to take the rest of their life to heal them.
Yeah. And it's as much as I love entrepreneurship, this has gone a little too far. Tracy said universal health care this early. No.
Yeah,
I
it's
said,
such a
hey.
big topic. Yeah,
It is a good
It's so
topic though. And
heavy.
it is, and it's a lot and encompasses a lot. But I think if we start all collectively having this dialogue more often, this is the only way we create change, right? Is to be a disturbance. So here I am, Disruptor Stephanie at 7:30 in the morning, talking about healthcare and how it is broken. But I am glad that we're addressing this, because when you're having this conversation with people that just want to feel better and they're like, and I can't afford that, you give them the sticker. There's always this sticker shock
Yeah.
of this is what it costs. And they're like,
Yeah.
wait,
Yeah. And I think Dina said the other day, she did a good analogy saying that for some of our other things, people look at it and they're like, oh, that's a big number, like some of our other pathways. But when you think of it in the terms of like braces was your example, that everyone gets braces and that's not covered by insurance. And why
Or
are-
if it is, it's like
if it
minute.
is, yeah, very tiny. And if you're willing to pay that just to make your teeth don't have to be straight. That
Right,
is
right.
like what I mean, some people, yes, it's like a jaw thing, but for other people, like, no,
Mostly vanity.
It's vanity, and it's to look a certain way. So if you're willing to put that money towards your appearance, like, shouldn't you be willing to pay money towards your health as well?
well, because you don't
Again,
see that change.
you don't see that,
And
but
that's
the most
right. We're
but-
used to hiding all of our flaws. So
Yeah.
we're like, no one can see what crazy is
Yeah.
up here.
But when you actually change what's inside, what was on the outside becomes so much less important
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
you. You know, it's like you don't care as much. You fall in love with yourself again, you know, when you're healing yourself in that way.
Or
Yeah.
even when I had a medical spa for over 15 years on Martha's Vineyard. We closed right before, like days before I opened, still actually in the fall. But I'm just using this analogy when you're talking about outward appearance, how often that we would work on functional medicine, wellness, some mental health things with some of our patients. And once they got in a really good headspace, their skin would miraculously clear up.
Yeah.
And we saw it time and time again.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. But it just shows you how everything truly it has an internal process, whether we understand it on a scientific level or not. I saw it anecdotally time and time again for years.
Yeah.
That's just one example. But
No, and gut too. Like people
Yeah.
don't realize, oh, if I maybe change.
We're in a
this-
deep dive
yeah.
right now in
Yeah.
gut health in my house.
Yeah.
It's not great.
But it's
Yeah.
legit. Again,
It's
there's
so-
some
Yes.
people are like, oh, that's not real. No, it's actually
Yeah.
very,
Well,
very
because we
real.
don't
Yeah.
eat plants. It's really a
Yeah.
problem.
I know with myself, there are weeks if I'm eating like more processed foods and stuff and like more dairy, like my skin is so much worse than if I'm eating cleaner and like more leafy greens and stuff. And it just really, I mean, every single person is different. Some people can eat whatever and nothing.
For me, I'm noticing the
Yeah.
big difference in mental fog, though. I don't
Yeah.
really have that as much. And I'm just trying this new product. I was listening to the Diary of a CEO. Thanks a lot, Cindy. You got me down a rabbit hole of this ridiculous podcast that I'm like, oh God, I've got to change everything. But whatever. So we've got this like little scoop of microbiotics or all of these little things that I'm eating all of my plants now in the morning. And I definitely notice a difference in my clarity for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And it does make a difference. Good morning, Lisa. John said covered California, $796 a month for my healthcare. My deductible is $8,000 and no one tells me any of the prices of anything. Nothing is covered. Cheaper to go to a clinic. He said, I'm moving back to the Cape right now. Hi, Hank. I'm sorry I missed you yesterday, but I will see you here tomorrow at MASH PTV. Hank and I will be back for a show. I just didn't have it together. I was just like mentally not there. I was puffy from crying. We had, a big family to do over the weekend. And you want to talk about how I could have used a little wellness and art therapy over this weekend. I could have. Yeah. But just dealing with any issue that you've got going on. Talk about the Still Center, what your ideal client looks like. Who do you say you're perfect for us? I don't know what that looks like because you do so many different things. Where do you start? Just call. Take me.
I don't think perfect is.
Yeah.
I think anyone and everyone that wants.
Yeah. Anyone who's willing to do the work. And again, we will meet
That's
you where
actually
you're
key.
at.
That's
so,
real.
Yeah. We will meet you where you're at. So some people are like, I'm ready to jump right in, and they just put their blindfold on and put their arms up and they're good and ready to go. And some people are kind of just tiptoeing, and that's cool too. Like, we will meet you. We've all been in all of those spaces, so we understand. So we first require a brief introductory call, and then I do a thorough consultation where I just take a deep dive into what's going on with you, your medical, your psychological history, your emotional history, trauma, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll give you recommendations on which pathway or access pathway might be best for you. But yeah, there's no perfect, really.
I know.
It's
I'm always like, it's never the right for me. And I know myself, I'm like, oh, it's never the right time for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get to that later. That's not important until it's a freaking emergency.
Yeah.
And I think I'm trying better not to get to that emergency level of sound the bells and whistles.
Well, there's a quote that's like, if you're eating the average American diet, like living the average American lifestyle and whatnot, like you're going to die the average American death. And I think it's learning how to change, like to your point, it's learning before it gets to that point where you are having these really chronic issues. It's like noticing, okay, like I do need a little bit of help, and accepting that and knowing that it's so okay to need help. Like we all need help from time to time. And that's what, like, connection to other human beings is so important. So yeah, it can be really scary. Like I know my first therapist I hated going to talk to her. Like it was scary, and I didn't like admitting things, and I didn't like her seeing like through to those like dark things inside of me. But once you can get through that and realize that we all have it. Like it's not, you're not alone.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah.
And we have different, like Stephanie said, we have, 7 different providers and growing part of the practice. So when you meet with me, I get to know a little bit about you and kind of where you come from and sort of your ideas about things. And we'll place you with the appropriate person or who I think might be the best fit. Having said that, if you feel like it's not, we can always change over. But I generally get a really good sense pretty quickly who is a good fit with whom.
Well, I like that you've got some mini retreats coming up. Let's talk about that a little bit. Maybe a good way to wade your toe into some wellness.
Yeah. So these are pretty immersive, but they're actually called immersives. But they're like a half-day retreat, and we'll be eventually growing them to fuller day and perhaps even multi-day immersives. But they're for those that are really, really ready to jump in. So they're the ketamine-assisted psychotherapy immersive. So they're group-based retreats where it's all clinically guided with our Jocelyn's a certified CAP facilitator. We have others a part of the practice as well that will be there as well, including myself. And so it's all medically guided. We administer the medication on site, and they're very beautiful because they're very guided. So we give you lots of preparation, we give you the medication, then there's integration and then post-integration. And they're really beautiful for those that are ready to step into deeper healing. We do obviously one-on-ones as well, but for those that might not want to do one-on-one, that might want to harness the power of community, which is healing in of itself, they're great for folks. Or we do have some people that do one-on-ones that also want to do the group immersives. That's great too.
Yeah. And if you are worried about like the community, like being under like ketamine too, when you're under the medicine, you don't notice anyone around you. It really is so internal. So it's not like you don't have to worry about anyone judging how you're releasing anything in that community setting and stuff, because it really is, everything just fades away, which is really beautiful.
What is it for? Like, how do I know I need this immersive? Right? How do I know? Is it because I have so much anxiety, I don't know what to do with myself?
Yeah.
Is it because I have a piece of trauma that's not letting me do something? Is it because I'm just so stressed out in my day-to-day life? Like, who is the person that you think, okay, you could use an intensive
All of
immersive?
the above.
Okay.
All of the above.
Okay.
All of the above. I mean, again, it's for those that are maybe have been doing a little bit of work already.
Yeah.
So maybe someone that this is completely new to, you might want to become an Access member at least first to kind of get your feet wet.
Listen, Dan, my consultation would clock in at about 14 hours. They do telehealth.
All right. As long as you're okay if I come with my jammies.
Yeah, right?
then we're
It's like,
good.
I'm snuggling in. Let's
Yes,
do it.
Yes. But yeah, so I would say for the CAP immersions, most of the time I would say they would be for someone that's already been doing a little bit of work on their own or is at least familiar with this deeper level of work.
Yep.
And someone that's ready to face some of their traumas. Because lots of times these things come up as part of the process. They'll come up.
It's going to show you what you need to
it's
focus
fascinating.
on.
Next
It's so
time,
cool.
Jocelyn can talk about her experience.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And maybe I think we have another one of our facilitators that
I'm
will talk
just
about
so
her
curious
experience
about
too.
it. I mean, everybody's got their stuff that they're dealing with, whatever it is, and you don't need to lay it all out, but it's nice to have a space where you can be like, okay, this is what I'm going to focus on right now. Let's see if we can clean this up.
Yeah, and it's really nice having the guidance and the integration as well, because so many people do try and do psychedelics and other things like this on their own, but they don't do it having the guidance or the integration afterwards. And that's not the right way to do it if you're trying to heal and actually work.
Yeah, one
through
of my
things.
friends like swears by his yearly mushroom party that he has by himself to fix his stuff. And he usually seems to be fine for about a year.
Yeah.
Back at it.
So the medication, it harnesses the power of neuroplasticity and it rewires neural pathways. So the medication itself, especially in that first, few days or first
72 hours.
Yes, that first week is super impactful on a neurobiological level. It does work in that way, but the integration component, the medications only half the battle is what I'm saying.
I know
So
they're
you
using it in a
need-
lot of PTSD and military for prior service situations and really, really good outcomes.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it has to be done in a very discerning way. And it has to be done in a very in a way that is guided by medical and therapeutic providers that are really trained in this medication and these types of journeys. Because otherwise you might get a little antidepressant type benefit, anti-anxiety benefit from the medication, but the real magic comes after the medication.
And I've heard people's too, like a big question is like, is this addictive? And anything is addictive.
Well, because of what's his face from Friends gave it a really bad name. That was just crazy.
Yeah.
But like anything can be addictive. And when you're doing it in this clinical setting with a practitioner and like a facilitator and being guided through it, we're helping you work through it. We're showing you, it shows you almost what it can feel like when you are going to do this work, even more so afterwards. So it shows you that really good feeling. And then to continue doing the work afterwards while your brain's in this neuroplastic state and just being able to integrate all these things and be like, oh, I can feel like this on my own. I don't need this. That's what we're here to help show you too.
Good tune-up for your body on the inside.
Yeah. Lots of people can get off of their anxiety and their depression medications and all kinds of stuff when you put the effort and the time and the energy into doing this type of work.
And we don't want you to have to come in every week to do ketamine. That's not the goal.
No.
of this,
And we're not a ketamine clinic, just for clarity's sake. We don't do IV infusions. We do the injections. So we're not a ketamine clinic where, they can also get a bad rep where you set people up on their IV and then you just give them their eye shades and you send them away and don't deal with them. We're not that at all.
Like, we'll be
nothing.
sitting right there next to you the entire time, like there to hold you, to ground you to the earth while you're going through your journey with the medicine.
I'm so curious about it. And if you are, definitely reach out to thestillcenter.org. All their information is on their website. Very accessible. If you need support, they have many practitioners that are ready, willing, and able to support you in whatever it is that you are looking at to change in your life. I definitely suggest you connect with them. We'll have them back again. If you've got questions, start thinking about them, and come with all of them when it comes to ketamine, what that looks like, therapy. I'm very curious by it for sure. And I think a lot of people are going to be connecting with you for sure.
Yeah, we were really humbled by the outpouring of just love when we announced our first immersive that we're sold out for next week.
Yep.
So we know the community's really intrigued,
Yes.
which is wonderful. So we hope just continuing having these conversations just brings more folks ready to just, put their sleeves up and say, I am ready to feel better and get well.
Yeah.
And even aside from the cap, just like anything, like we really just want to help. Like I know for me and I know for you, it's like, we're just here for people and to help people. And I think the world is in such a dark place right now. I mean, I don't even watch the news, but just from what I hear about everyone and from everything, it's so dark and heavy. And I think by tuning inward and learning to love yourself and like go back to that place of love, like that's how we make the change in this world. It really goes inward first.
And I know it seems like this is unattainable, but it is. It's possible. So reach out to them at thestillcenter.org. Mashpee Chamber, we are celebrating our friend Chris Ball. He is our Citizen of the Year, and we're here at Mashpee TV tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to this event. We've got almost 200 people showing up to support him, which I'm pumped about. But also Business of the Year, we had Pink Door Catering, who jumped in when we had a blizzard and the World Kitchen and fed 1,500 people. We have some really incredible people here in business in Mashpee. And if you're looking to become a member, please just reach out to us. I would love to see you. We've got a business after hours next week at Woodruff's Art. It's going to be the gallery and we'll get to hang out over there. We're talking about doing different things in Mashpee, and I'm just really excited to have you along for the ride. Let's see, business-wise, Lemonadio, we're going to be out tonight. We've got Elisa over at the Courtyard. She's going to be doing bingo. This is the second to last one before the big jackpot. So go see her at the Courtyard if you're itching to just get out of the house and have some great food and some fun there. Catherine will be over at the Daniel Webster Inn. Callie will be at Timber, Axe Bar, and Falmouth. So if you're looking for activities, that's also part of mental health. It's just getting out there, being in community, being out in real life with people, playing games. It's okay. And ours are super simple, 6 to 8, grab a bite to eat, be around some people, and do something for your brain and your mental health. I suggest this conversation, if it sparks something else that you want to talk about, I'm always available. Stephanie at stephanieviva.com. You can send me an email. Dina, Jocelyn, anything you want to say about the Still Center before we go? Let people know where you're located and how to get a hold of you best.
So we're in Merchant Square. We are located off of the Tupper roadside. And you'll just see us, you just pull right in. We're on the second level. So sometimes people will kind of go in and out a few times and they're like, where are you?
Like, I think they're looking
I'll
for
go
us.
outside. I'm like, right here. And they're like, oh my God, how did
Above
I
the eye
just,
doctor.
yes, above the eye doctor. But it's a beautiful space. It's super cozy and just amazing. Like, I feel like it's like you walk in and you just, it's so good.
Yeah,
It's
it just
so good.
feels like home.
Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, so just check us out on our website, our Instagram. You can message us through any of those portals. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you have many choices in the morning. Thanks for picking us. We'll talk soon. They'll be back. I promise you that. Bye, guys. Bye. Okay, bye. Sorry.